Picture a 9-year-old girl in a house with no running water, deep in rural Mississippi. She sleeps on a mattress on the floor. And that night, like so many others, someone enters her room. Someone she should be able to trust. This little girl will grow up believing it's her fault, that she's dirty, that she's worthless. This little girl, today, millions of people around the world know her by her first name, just her first name, because she doesn't even need a last name anymore. Oprah. How do you go from that bedroom to this? It's not a miracle, it's not luck, it's a series of decisions, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Oprah was born in 1954 into absolute poverty. Her mother was 18, no job, no stability, no love to give. Very quickly, she handed Oprah over to her grandmother. And her grandmother wasn't a gentle woman. She would hit her for a wrong word, for a wrong look. But she also did something that would change everything. She taught Oprah to read at 3 years old. And at that age, Oprah was already reciting passages from the Bible in front of the whole church. People whispered that she was special, that she had something. But at 6, she was torn from that life and sent to live with her mother in Milwaukee. And there, everything fell apart. Her mother worked from morning to night as a cleaning lady. Oprah was alone, left to fend for herself, left with adults who would shatter her innocence. Between the ages of 9 and 13, she experienced repeated trauma. People she trusted hurt her deeply, multiple times, for years. She said nothing, because who was she going to tell? Who would believe her? Who would protect her? No one. At 13, she ran away. At 14, she got pregnant. The baby was born premature. He passed away a few days later. She was 14 years old, and she already carried on her shoulders more pain than most people will ever see in a lifetime. And you know what would have been normal? For her to break down, to disappear, to become just another statistic, another sad story people forget. But Oprah, years later, said something that hit me hard. She said the shame she had carried her whole life didn't belong to her. It belonged to those who had hurt her. And that might be the first act of liberation. Understanding that what was done to you doesn't define you. That the shame isn't yours to carry. It belongs to those who should have protected you and didn't. After losing her baby, Oprah was sent to live with her father, Vernon, in Tennessee. And Vernon wasn't the comforting type. He was a former military man, strict, cold, demanding. He gave her a curfew. He forbade her from wearing makeup. And most importantly, he made her read 1 book a week. Every week, she had to give him a written summary. No negotiation. At first, she hated him for it. But without knowing it, he was saving her life. Because in those books, Oprah discovered something. Words. The power of words. She realized she knew how to use them, that she could captivate, that she had a voice. At 17, she landed a small job at a local radio station. She read the news, and people stopped to listen. There was something in the way she spoke, a presence, an intensity. A year later, she was on television. And when I look at this part of her story, I realize something. Her father didn't save her with love. He didn't hold her in his arms. He didn't tell her everything would be okay. He gave her structure, expectations, discipline. And sometimes that's exactly what we need. Not someone who pities us, someone who believes in us enough to push us. The people who help us grow don't always look like saviors. Sometimes they look like tough people. But the structure they provide becomes our foundation. At 22, Oprah was living what looked like a dream. She was hired as a co-anchor for the evening news at WJZ-TV in Baltimore, the first Black woman in that position. There were posters of her all over the city, a huge campaign. And then, everything collapsed. Her bosses called her in. They told her she didn't have the right profile, that she was too emotional, that she got too involved. A producer told her to her face that she was not made for television, and they let her go. Years later, Oprah shared that it was the only time in her life she truly felt worthless, not good enough, a failure. She felt like she had betrayed all the Black women who were counting on her. But instead of letting her go completely, the station offered her a position on a daytime show, a talk show. People are talking. Less prestigious, a demotion. She accepted. And then something incredible happened. Everything they had criticized her for, being too emotional, too empathetic, too involved, became exactly what made her magnetic. People loved her. They saw themselves in her. The show took off. And what this teaches me is this. Sometimes when you fail, it's not that you're not good enough. It's just that you're not in the right place. What journalism saw as a flaw, the talk show world saw as a gift. Maybe you too have a flaw that's just waiting for the right context to become your greatest strength. 1986. Oprah is 32 years old. After the success of People Are Talking, she's offered the chance to host a talk show in Chicago. At the time, American talk shows were a circus. Shouting, insults, sensational revelations. That's what got ratings. Oprah could have played the game, done what everyone else did, ridden the wave. But she made a radical choice. She decided to be real, completely, dangerously real. When she interviewed someone about their personal struggles, she talked about her own. When she had someone on the show who had been through hardship, she shared what she had been through. She took off the mask. She laid herself bare in front of millions of people. Her producers panicked. "You're going too far. It's too personal. People don't want to see this." Except people wanted exactly that. In less than a year, her show surpassed Phil Donahue's, the undisputed king of talk shows for 20 years. Oprah became a phenomenon, then a legend. Why? Because in a world where everyone wears a mask, she had the courage to take hers off. And people didn't see themselves in her success. They saw themselves in her flaws, in her pain, in her humanity. Authenticity isn't a weakness. It's an act of courage. And it might be the most powerful connection we can create with others. 1998. Oprah is on top of the world. Rich, famous, adored. She decides to throw herself into a project that means more to her than anything. A film adaptation of Toni Morrison's novel, Beloved. A story of memory and inherited pain. She put everything into it. Her money, her energy, her soul. The film came out, and it was a disaster. The audience didn't show up. The reviews were cold. The box office was catastrophic. And Oprah, the woman who inspires millions of people to get back up, fell apart. She couldn't leave her house. She isolated herself. She cried for weeks. It took her months to recover. And I think it's essential to say this, because when we look at Oprah today, we see the empire, the smile, the power. But even she, even at that level, went through moments where she didn't know who she was anymore. The difference is what she did with it. She eventually understood that this film was a project. It wasn't her. Her failure was an event, not her identity. And that might be one of the hardest things to learn in life, separating what you do from what you're worth. Not letting a failure convince you that you're worthless. 2011. The Oprah Winfrey Show comes to an end. After 25 years. 25 years of success. 25 years of record-breaking ratings. 25 years of interviews that made television history. Everyone tells her, "You're crazy. Why stop something that works so well?" But deep down, Oprah feels she's done everything she can there, that there's something else. She wants to create her own network, OWN, a space entirely dedicated to elevation, to growth, to meaning. The beginning is a nightmare. Ratings are low, critics declare her finished. People talk about her like she's a has-been. But she doesn't give up, because for the first time in a long time, she knows she's exactly where she needs to be. Not where it's comfortable, not where it's easy, where it's right. And that deeply struck me. Being aligned doesn't mean everything becomes simple. It means that even when it's hard, even when everyone doubts you, you know why you get up in the morning. You know why you keep going. Oprah chose clarity over comfort, meaning over guaranteed success. And that takes immense courage. Oprah often says this phrase, turn your wounds into wisdom. Easy to say when you're a billionaire, right? Except when she first said those words, she wasn't a billionaire. She was just a woman who had decided to stop letting her past write her future. The little girl from Mississippi, the one who was hurt, humiliated, abandoned, the one who woke up every morning thinking she was worthless. She was wrong. And if you, right now, are telling yourself the same thing, if you're telling yourself you have too many wounds, too much baggage, that it's too late, that you're too broken for your life to become something beautiful, maybe you're wrong too.